This is my kitty, my Callie. She lives downstairs in the shop area. She does not like it upstairs with the three dogs that we have. But she's got her hiding spots downstairs, and that's where she stays. And she comes out for love. She loves it when I sit down anywhere. So I'm out in my sitting area in the garden right now. Most of you guys are going to recognize that if you've been watching my videos. Hello. Um, so I just wanted to ask a question there. Can you all see me okay? Can you hear me okay? Is it streaming good? Let me know. Cat is cute, isn't she? Yes, sir. So it's coming in clear. Streaming great. All right. Thank you, NFL guy. All right. Go Niners. I'm a San Francisco boy. Um, I grew up in Northern California, and basically the area that I was in, you could either be a 49er fan or a Raider fan. And I just developed an affinity for the 49ers. So, could have easily have swung the other way, but yeah, I don't know. Raiders fans are a different sort. Just watch those guys in the end zone. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So I've got plenty of coffee, and I'm here for you. Uh, answer questions. Anything you've got to say, I'm here. All right. Um, while I am streaming here, I wanted to walk you around the garden a little bit. All right. So for those of you who haven't seen it, you can check out my long form videos, and I do have a lot of garden content in there. So you can see I've got one of those pop-up canopy things. All right. Never mind that junk over there. Got a nice crane as a water feature here. Love that thing. So a nice sitting area here. I got a couple of chairs over here on this side by the crane. And there's a little sofa area over there. And this is actually a fire pit right here. So it doesn't get cranked up very often, but it's really nice to have around. All right, so there's one of the garden beds. And here's one that I just worked with, this one right here. So I've got some pansies going in that for the winter time. Um, my my area here is fairly temperate, so I can have flowers in the garden year round, and the frost and the extremely icy weather. We don't get it around here, so it doesn't kill them off too much. This is some of the end of the summer flowers over here with these marigolds. The salvia is the blue one right there. So it's just about time for me to put it all away. All right, well, I'm glad it is streaming well. All right, so how many of you guys want to know? Um, I I want to know how many of you guys watch um, like the reels or the shorts, and how many of you are really um, more of the long form? I have been doing so much better on shorts than I have long form recently. It's kind of funny. The long form content, uh, is much more labor intensive to put out, and I get fewer and fewer and fewer views all the time. So it's nuts. And the shorts have been taking off. So unfortunately, YouTube really doesn't pay for shorts. I am gaining steam on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, the TikTok. Even though I have the same content on all, they all perform so differently. The TikTok has been kind of like the YouTube long form content, and just you know what losing views. The view count just keeps falling and falling and falling. Incrementally, bit by bit, there it goes. And the reels or the shorts, the views just keep rising. So it's curious to me. I don't know. So haven't seen any new comments come up for a while. Don't know what's going on out there. But I'm just going to hang out here until I see something. Hang out with my kitty. Callie's an older kitty. She is around 13. I forget exactly how old she is. But I found her, um, when was it? It was back probably in like the summer of 2012. I was doing some work as a handyman on an apartment complex. And she had been abandoned. As a kitty, the the family had moved out and left her behind, if you can believe that. You know, I just don't know what motivates some people. But she came to live with us, and she loves laps. Most cats do, I think. But she used to hang out in the evenings. Uh, there was a time when she was the only child in the house. It was before I got Summit. And she would hang out with me in the evenings, just sitting on my lap and watching TV and sleeping. That's what we do in the evenings. But once I got Summit, Summit's never been one that chased cats or harassed them or anything, but she is curious. And, you know, Callie did not want anything to do with that dog. Um, just bat her in the nose every time she came close, right? So Summit didn't. But more and more, Callie just decided that she didn't like it in there with that dog, so she started hanging out downstairs. And then when Marion started to spend more time over here, she has Charlie. And so we had two dogs in the house, and it's like, oh, she's definitely having none of that. And then we got our foster dog, Chloe. So we have three dogs upstairs, and she just hides whenever the dogs run down the stairs to come outside. So there's lots of places inside the shop where she can hide. So anyway, here we are. I want to know why this has not refreshed any. Oh, hang on a minute. I don't know what's going on there. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know why it's not refreshing. Indonesia, hi. Lisa, hi. Um, I wonder why this feed isn't self-feeding. I don't know why. It usually does. So I am looking for. Oh well, thank you so much, Marvel Devil. You are a top fan. All right. I'm looking through the names here for some. Oh, I can't wait for Kittle to come back either. A familiar name. Where's my number one fan, Jan from Nebraska? I've been watching to see if Jan shows up. Anyway, um, I do get familiar with some of the names from the commenters, all right. And I always read my comments. I respond to almost every single one of them. I give you a heart. I'll leave a little comment. I want to show appreciation. If somebody takes the time to leave a comment, that you know, the vast majority of the time, that's because they enjoyed what they saw. They wanted to just, express their gratitude for whatever, and I appreciate that. And the gratitude that I have to return is huge. All right. So I almost always, the only reason I don't leave a heart or a comment is because it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle and I don't see it. Sometimes the uh, what the algorithm will identify as the top relevant comments are the ones that I see, and sometimes other ones get hidden. There you go. Biggest piece of advice that you would give a 16-year-old. Okay, Harrison, be true to yourself. Don't follow other lemmings off a cliff. Listen to your gut. Find something you love to do, whatever that is that trips your trigger. Tips your canoe, floats your boat, however you want to say it. You do you. That's my biggest advice. You want to be a WWE wrestler, also be happy like me all the time. Yeah, thanks. I am not happy all the time. I know, I know when you see me on a clip or a long form video or something, yeah, I'm smiling. I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to be sharing it with you. But I do get down sometimes, and that's when you don't see me. I don't film that. All right. But, you go. You go. If WWE is what you enjoy and what you love, it's a lot of hard work and you know how to get there. All right, there you go. Said hi, baseball. What? Baseball on top? I'm an old baseball player. Um, we'll go with baseball for a little while. That was always my favorite sport growing up. I was small, very small, but I made up for it by being slow. So I was a decent second baseman. I had my moments in the outfield, uh, but I loved second base. But I did flame out. My talent, carried me as far as high school baseball, and that was it. And I didn't even start uh, on the varsity. So anyway, loved the game, but my talent only carried me so far, and I was always too small for football. As a senior in high school, I did play on the football team. I didn't play very much. I got in on a few, some punt coverage, some kickoff coverage, played a few plays from scrimmage. But I was soaking wet about 135 pounds in high school, like 5'7". So I was the smallest guy on the team, and I just oh, pardon me. Yeah, I love football too. I love watching football. Um, and like I say, the 49ers are my team. Favorite baseball team? That's the San Francisco Giants. I grew up worshiping Willie Mays. You can probably tell, I've got a few years on me. Yes, I am a grandpa. And yes, when I was a kid, Willie Mays and Willie McCovey and Bobby Bonds and Juan Marichal and Gaylord Perry and, all of those guys that played for the Giants, they were my heroes. Loved those guys. So that was my team. It still is. Um, yeah, back in the like 2010, 2012, 2014 when they won the World Series those 3 years. Boy, that was just the highlight. I've actually got I was living in Northern California in 2010 when they won the World Series. I went down to a local um, newspaper stand and I picked up a San Francisco Chronicle, with the big headline, Giants win it or something. And I took that thing and I put it in the bottom of like an underwear drawer, and there it sits. And so it's never been opened, never been read, never been exposed to the light of day, except for like that. Um, I did see it recently. I mean, the newsprint on the very top is yellowing, even though it hasn't been exposed to light or anything. It's just age. But there it sits with the ad inserts intact. I mean, it's a cherry copy of when they won their first World Series since what, 1954, when they beat the Cleveland Indians. All right, there you go. Watching from Los Angeles. Hello down there in LA. I was by you when I was in my 20s. I was stationed down at Camp Pendleton, and I made a few trips up to Los Angeles. Not too many, more to San Diego. But I did get up to see a Dodgers game at Chavez Ravine, so that was fun. Baseball on top. Okay, my favorite team. Here we go. Yeah, you see my kitty. Talking so much it starts to get to you after a while. So I do have the hot beverage to keep my throat loose. Fishing video. Oh, okay. I just picked up a fly rod, and I haven't been fishing for a very long time. But I want to get up into my local mountain lakes and fly fish for trout. And so that is coming very soon. And I'm going to have to do it soon because the weather is turning, and the mountain lakes aren't going to be available to me very much longer. But yes, watching from Iran, hey, I don't hear from places like Iran very often, but I have heard from, good Lord, almost every country in the world. I love it when you guys say hi and tell me where you're from. Dubai? All right, hi. Uh, any shot of a silly cat video? No, I really don't. She's not really silly. She's not the silly sort. Um, she just she does her cat thing, you know. Mainly fishing for trout. Yes. Um, my mountain lakes are going to have rainbows, brown trout, some brook, some cutthroat. Um, so the streams that outfeed from the lakes are good choices. And yeah, lots of rainbow up here. Uh, Most of the lakes in this area, I don't know, you call it the Central Cascades, where I'm very close to. The lakes have been stocked with trout. Not a whole lot of native up there, but this area's been settled for 150 years, and so yes, trout has been introduced into the local lakes. Hi from Maryland. Hi, Carolyn. Traveling nurse originally from San Diego. What are your favorite national or state parks? Ooh, um, boy, they're all special in their own ways, right? Uh, Utah has some really incredible state or national parks. Um, down there in the St. George area, uh, Bryce and Zion, and you got Canyonlands, and you got Arches, and oh my God, that area down there is just incredibly spectacular. So those are probably my favorites that I have been to. Uh, Definitely high on the list is getting up to the North Cascades and the upper end of Washington. That's a short season up there for getting into the national park. And Rainier, Rainier is a pretty cool national park as well. Pardon me. You got to bear with me. Talking a lot is it's a strain. Um, Slovenia, hi. How is Summit? Oh, Summit is doing very well. Thank you. Um, Working in an elementary school. First of all, God bless you. Um, what grades are you teaching? I drove a school bus for 3 years, and the middle schoolers were quite challenging for me. I loved the littles, like fifth grade and under. They were a lot of fun to have on the bus. Uh, and the middle schoolers, once there are a certain percentage of children who, you know, have behavioral issues, test boundaries, things like that. And yeah, they were the ones that I had trouble with. So advice for an elementary school teacher, hang in there. You've chosen a challenging profession. Depending on the age, those kids can be a lot of fun, and they can be quite challenging. So God bless you. You go. Um, let's see. I have been to Yellowstone a couple of different times, but I have not had a real chance to explore the backcountry, if you will. I was there as probably like a 16-year-old, and and then again, I went through a couple of years back, and both times, with dad driving when I was a 16-year-old, we just, we went and saw Old Faithful. We stop and see some of the mud pots and that sort of thing, and that's basically what I was able to do the last time I went through as well. Did see a buffalo on the road. That was fun. The bison held up traffic. We were stopped in the middle of the road to let him go by. That was a lot of fun. Philippines, hi. Chronic illness. Oh, what are my thoughts? It sucks. Geez, I have been blessed with incredibly good health, and I thank God. I really, I have uh, a strong genetic uh, trait, if you will. I mean, I don't have any family histories of chronic illness, no heart disease, no cancers, longevity. I mean, most of my relatives will live into their 90s. My dad made it to 98. My mom will be 90 here in January. And so I cannot personally, speak to those suffering from chronic illness other than just, say, God bless you, and good luck. And, you know, share love, share love. No matter how long you're here, um, it's all about love. Uh, all right, here you go. Favorite memories of being a bus driver? Um, I had a lot of fun doing, say, the field trips, weekends out of town. Those were always a lot of fun. But just the littles making me laugh. That's what I'll remember the most. Uh, those guys that are in the first and second grades and whatnot. They can be humorous. Oh man. So what do we got? We're gonna keep up on things. Um, let's see. I want to see the new rod. All right. Um, it's in a case at the moment, so you'll be seeing it. Um, in future videos. Watch the long form videos. I do tend to create a lot of the shorts or reels, depending on the what the format that I'm in. Um, but yeah, you'll be wanting to watch those to see the rod in action. But I can show you what it looks like in the case. All right, here we go. I'll take you inside the shop. Now my my whoop, coming through that. My workshop is a space that you're going to be seeing a lot more of. So I have my woodworking tools, and I'm starting in on some projects. This space is fairly newly developed. It was just filled with stuff, and I actually rented a storage unit and moved out all of that stuff so I could use this as a shop. So when I said I just picked up the rod, I was serious. I just picked it up. So this is an 8-foot rod, 4 weight. Yeah, it is a fly rod, and I'm looking forward to getting this out. You know, as far as being a fly fisherman, I can't say that I have any great skills, but you know, I can flip a fly out there, and you know, I'm just going to be fishing from the shore. All right, there we are. Leave the kitty inside. All right, so those of you that haven't seen the structure, this is where I live. So the apartment is upstairs, and this is there's 2 garage bays. This is mine, and then the other one next door, that belongs to the landlords. So let's see, I'll walk you around just a little bit and show you. This is my junk. You gotta have junk. You know, you call junk, but you know, I have a wheelbarrow, I have hand trucks, all of my garden tools, ladders. You know, this is junk that you have to have, right? Stuff, tools. And let's see, my landlords live in that house right over there. So I do have this yard space for the dogs. And this right here, you're going to be seeing more of this. That is a 16-foot travel trailer. And I am going to be converting that into a tiny cabin. So that will be an entire series all to itself. All right, let me catch up a little bit. Hard to film fly fishing by yourself. Well, that's why you have tripods. Well, thank you, Lisa. That is so kind of you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Recommendations for Washington campgrounds that would be okay for mobility challenged. 86-year-old dad would like to go camping, fishing. Oh, that is so sweet. Washington State, please tell me where you are. Hi, Misty. I was waiting for your name to show up. Let me see. Washington, I'm familiar with some of Washington. My daughter lives in, well, in Westport on Grays Harbor, across from Aberdeen, right? She's right by the inlet. And she's been living out there for a while. So I'm kind of familiar with that area there. I can't recommend any camping right there. But, you know, if you go up the Olympic Peninsula, any campgrounds that you're going to find out there are going to be, mobility accessible, if you will. Let's see, King County. I'm really not familiar with that area up in there. I haven't spent a lot of time up there, so I'm sorry. I don't have much in the way of recommendations to give you as far as fishing and camping together. And you know, I would Lake Chelan maybe, but yeah, I'm sorry. You're going to have to look for another definitive source up there. Check the Washington Trail Association, WTA. Their website might have some good recommendations. All right, let me take a sip. Oh, thank you for watching all my videos. Used to teach in Aberdeen? No kidding. Uh, I don't see a lot of Aberdeen. I just sort of blow through there, if you will. It's where I take my turn to go out to Westport, or or going through on the way to Home Depot because I need something. My daughter, she married into a family that had holdings in Westport, property holdings, and she, let's see, the parents who originally bought the properties have passed, and my daughter lost her husband to cancer a couple of years ago, and so she has the properties now, and so I go up to help her pretty frequently. So I go be a helpful dad. So I got the cat back on my lap. Oh, there she goes again. Fickle. Cats are fickle. Um, Marlon Brando, that's good, Michelle. Now you're the Michelle from Northern Italy, right? Um, that the name seems very familiar. What advice for me for losing my fire making my music? Young music producer. I am. All right, Michelle. Hi. So good to see your name pop up. Um, let's see, Kepler. Um, you know, in my life experience, interests come and go. Um, if music truly is your passion, you will find your way back. And you know that in any kind of advice, follow your bliss. You know, if music truly is your passion, it'll come back around. Um, you know, I'm a bit of a wanderer myself. I have interests that have been lifelong, uh, but a lot of interests come and go, and you know that's just experimenting and exploring and just you know participating in life. You know, you just for me that's trying a lot of different things, and I do have a lot of interests. Keep those sips coming. All right. And hi to everybody who's leaving a comment. I appreciate your comments so much that you enjoy just what engaging. That you take the time to say hello. That means a lot to me. I sincerely appreciate it. All right, everything's still doing okay out there. I'm trying to find the right spot. Never mind that. That's just clothes. That's not my gut. Oh, I over the past I'm gonna say 6 months or so, I've managed to shed 10 pounds. Very proud of myself. Hmm. My hat has a squish in the middle. Oh lordy, I'm gonna have to reblock it. Yeah, bummer. I hate looking at that. But you know, I've shed those 10 pounds just by basically eating, you know, a little less dessert, um, ingesting fewer carbohydrates, but basically keeping my same activity level, which you know is relatively active for a 65-year-old. And yeah, just eat a little less, eat a little bit smarter, and so those pounds have just slowly faded away. What do you mean I'm going to need those 10 pounds back soon? Because my winter layer, is that it? Um, all right, there you go. I'm glad that helped, Kepler. All right. follow your passion, follow your bliss. That's the important thing to remember. That's it. That's what life is about, right? You'll find what makes you happy and run with it. And that could be different things for different people. Yeah, and that's what adds spice to life, right? Not everybody's into the same thing. How boring that would be, right? All right, burr time. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought you were getting at, Misty. Yeah, um, I don't have a lot of extra layering on this body. No, I don't. Um, I'm, telling you earlier, I was small as a high school senior. I'm about 25 pounds heavier than I was as a senior in high school. So just got a man bod, filled out a little bit, yes. Um, More muscle than I used to have. So let me take you into the little travel trailer that I was talking to you was going to be a project of mine. So this is a 1984 Shasta Friendship 16. So the 16 feet refers to the total length from tip to tail, right? The box itself, that is the living space, is about 7 by 13 feet. Operating things one-handed here. This van is not mine. All right, that belongs to the people who own the place that I rent. All right, so, boy, if you've been watching me for a while, you've seen this trailer before. I actually purchased it because I needed a place to live. And I did stay in it for about a year. So I've always dreamed of developing this a little bit more. What you see here looks pretty cool, right? Uh, but there were things that were done here by somebody else. And this is the way I bought it. And I've done very little to it other than just, tweaking things a little bit here and there just to make it better to live in for me. But this up here, tongue and groove pine, which is really nice. And, for walls, great. But for a travel trailer ceiling, it's far too heavy. And it actually has pulled the ceiling down like this. So I've got to strip all of this off and reinforce the roof. I'll put some arched ribs in to give it a little bit of a, like, shedding water, a bit of a dome to the roof, if you will. And then I'll go back in here with something, like a beadboard paneling or something like that, that's going to be lightweight and not, pull the ceiling down. Over here, I want to change up. These are just a standard oak cabinet that was picked up at Home Depot probably. And I'm going to replace the faces on these things. Well, actually, on these, I'll probably just build new ones. I'll take these out, donate them to Habitat for Humanity or something, and just, let them go. But down here, right, the counter, the the drawers, the doors down are custom built by one of the people. I know that there were at least a couple of different people that owned this before me and made, modifications and little tweaks. But anyway, I want this to match the, uh, like the tongue and groove. So I'm going to be changing the faces of the drawers and the doors and making them pine. All right, let's see, the bed platform will be back in this area. I'm not going with a dinette or anything like that. So yeah, this is the trailer, and it's going to be my tiny cabin. What I need is something, very small that I can tow down a Forest Service road easily and experience some level of comfort during trying times of year. So, yeah, I need something that I can keep warm in, that I can be comfortable in. And, the back seat of a car or the bed of the truck, even though I've got the canopy and I can make a bed space, it's just not the same. I can stand up in this thing and I can easily heat it and keep it warm. Against this back wall, I'm thinking about building out like a cabinetry and probably in the middle over there installing a wood stove, like a cubic mini, something along those lines. And heating with wood is a good way to drive the damp away when you're living like I do in the Pacific Northwest, and things get very damp around here. All right, so that is a project that you will be seeing. Now, I've gone back and forth with this thing so many times, and like you have to find your motivation, right? And I was, you know, when I lived in this thing, I kind of made do with it. But there were so many tweaks, things that were done wrong when the original construction happened that I wanted to change. And then the darn thing started leaking so badly that it discouraged me. And I covered it up with a tarp and I forgot about it for a long, long time. And now I'm ready to come back to it. And I'm thinking, uh, I'm going to begin the cabin build on the inside. Gift memberships. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate uh, anybody who joins the channel as a member, or sends a super thanks, or gives me a gift. I mean, that is just so special to me, and I appreciate you so much. Okay, getting back to the trailer then. Once I finish the inside, the outside is going to be completely changed. The like I guess that's more of an aluminum kind of a siding on there. It's going to go away, and I'm going to put like a lapped cedar siding is what I'm thinking right now. All right, there we are. Oh, you love both the shorts and long form. Oh, good. I'm so happy there. Calming voice. Well, I'm glad you find it calming. All right, so it's easy to jump around. Ooh, it is kind of a chilly day. It's damp. Um, it is raining very lightly right now, and could be raining much harder as the day goes on. It's probably about 50 degrees out here, and that's why I'm wearing a hoodie and a vest and a hat. Oh, here comes the kitty. Come on, kitty. Callie. There she is. She wanted back up. She's a little damp. She's been out there in the drizzle. Um, well, thanks, Misty. I've worked hard at the editing over the years, and I do it all myself. Uh, and I tend to do everything using my phone, because I am just a complete Luddite. Uh, I I'm IT challenged, to put it mildly. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Um, I think Charlie's telling me he wants to go home. So we'll do that. We'll go get Charlie. So I'm saying I'm IT challenged. So, if I can keep it simple, that's the thing to do. And, so I film it on the phone, I edit it on the phone, and I upload it all from the phone. And there, hey, Charlie, see his tail end. The neighbors, the landlords, my neighbors, they have a dog who is Charlie's age and pretty much the same size. So he loves to go over there and visit. So that would be Roxy. Charlie, Charlie, say hi. Charlie, Charlie, hi. He's my bud. All right, you want to go upstairs? Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna get him upstairs and then I'll get back down. All right, there you go. Someone asked a little while ago how Summit. Oh, it's getting to be Halloween, right? Summit is doing very well. She's enjoying good health, good company, and just enjoying life. My buddy, my companion. So let's see this corner of the yard over here. There's my griddle and my grill. I have two separate ones. My grill is one of those portable things that you can put on a picnic table or something. Oh, hi from Russia. Hello there. So anyway, I put the portable grill on top of the griddle when I want to cook, some chicken thighs or something, and when I want to cook pancakes or something, I'll use the griddle. So there you go. So I'm inside my storage unit. This was built by a previous tenant as a greenhouse, and I don't need a greenhouse. I need storage. So this is another another space of mine that is just under constant reorganization. Yeah, I have so many projects, and it can be discouraging. It can be paralyzing. There are so many things to do. It's like, what do I do next? Oh my goodness. But it's a nice place to hang out. But so is this. All right. Have a seat again. Catch up. Yo ho ho. That's great. Adorable companions. Wow, stray cat that used to guide hikers. That's pretty cool. Hello from Montana. Hi. Hi there in Montana. I'd love to spend more time in Montana. That is gorgeous up there. Idaho, Montana, the Sawtooth, the Wind River Range in Wyoming, that whole area over there is just, kind of calling to me. I've got to go exploring over there before I get too much older. Design on your cap. Oh, that right there. That is the logo of a local college or a college. Yeah. Oregon State University. They are the Beavers. Go Beavs. So yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I like that. So yeah, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And I live close to Corvallis, so I'm, you know, by Oregon State University. So that's my team. I'll support them. Down the road in Eugene, there's the Oregon Ducks, and I don't know. It's like, why do you choose the Beavers over the Ducks? It's just what what grabs your attention, I guess. I know with the Beavers, it's just the proximity to Corvallis, I think, more than anything, and root for the underdog. It's too easy to be a Duck fan, jump on the bandwagon. And those guys are pretty good down there. Being a Beaver fan is a little more trying. You know, as far as sports, intercollegiate sports go, Oregon State has a very good baseball program. You know, every year they're ranked up at the top of the college standings, and they have won the College World Series several different times. Um, and yeah, they continue to be good. The women's basketball team has put together some very good years. So anyway, you know, collegiate sports, they can be fun. Um, you know, it's yeah. You see, I'm a sports guy, right? So I do enjoy following the local teams, giving them my support. What do we have down here? Hello in Germany. Hi, I get a lot of viewers in Germany. Let's see. Okay, if you ever decide to come to Montana, get some huckleberry ice cream. That sounds great. All right. I have had mountain huckleberry ice cream from Tillamook. That's pretty good. Let's see. Yes, it is rainy here. Um, and cold. It We've had a system go through here, and it's been several days now that it's been very damp. And today is pretty much going to be the last of it. They're expecting some heavier rain this afternoon, and then it's going to clear out for several days. And I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity to head up into the local mountains. A couple of hours away from me is, say, the town of Sisters, and this, like, that central Cascade area. And so I want to go spend some time up there. They've got some good fall colors right now. The vine maples are turning red. The aspens are, turning yellow and gold. And yeah, it's just gorgeous up there. So I want to get up there, do some hiking. I'm going to take my rod, see if I can get some fishing in, but definitely some hiking and enjoying the fall colors. Oh, hi, Sadi. Um, let's see. Will you upload these hikes? Oh, I most certainly will. Yeah, that's one of the. What I do is create content, right? And so my outdoor content is why people watch, really. Um, Aside from my, gorgeous face, right, and my calming voice, a little ASMR, but people love to go outside with me, and I love to show the beauty of the Pacific Northwest. That's why I started making these videos. So, yeah, that's what I do. I create content. I'm retired. I no longer work where I get a paycheck. Um, I do make a little money from my social media accounts. Recently has been um, more in the meta realm. So my Instagram and Facebook pages have been growing, and it seems awfully fickle to me. It was my YouTube account that blew up first, and now like my Facebook page is blowing up, especially, and Meta is sharing my content quite a bit. All right, well, thank you for the congrats on 1 million. Um, you know, Let me share with you the story of the 1 million. I'm a boring old guy, and I'd never have that all on my own. Several years ago, my content was discovered by a TikTok account, and he promoted me and it went viral. It went around the world, and um, I got 1 million subscribers, right? And for a very brief time, my videos were getting a lot of views, and I was getting a lot of love there. And over time, it has slowly um, um, receded, if you will. So the views are if if I get a few thousand views on a video now, I'm happy, right? It used to be in the hundreds of thousands, and in the tens of thousands. Now the thousands or even the hundreds. But it's all good. Um, I'm gonna keep creating content because I enjoy it, and there are a lot of people out there that enjoy seeing what I do, and so I'm not ready to quit anytime soon. But I am expanding in. I used to be pretty solely focused on the YouTube, and now I am expanding into the other social media outlets as well. So, anyway, Squad Gaming, I love you too, dude. Thank you. India, night there. Um, I get a lot of views from India. I think about half of my views, if I look at my analytics, about half of my views come from the United States. Um, Roughly about 5% each from, say, the UK and Germany. And Philippines is pretty big, 3-4% of my views come from the Philippines. And, I hear from people all around the world, and that brings me a lot of happiness, to see um, somebody over in, Russia, Slovenia, Ukraine, Iran, um, a lot of those countries over there. I hear from Italy and France and most European countries. Somebody says hi and lets me know where they're from. So if you're going to say hi, you know, uh, yeah, tell me where you are. I appreciate it. I love to hear from everybody. Let's see. Uh, Come to Wisconsin this summer? Aw, that would be great. Um, I have been to Wisconsin in the past several times, but I haven't been there in quite a few years now. But yeah, well, if that's an invitation, then stay in touch, Cassandra. I'd love to. And Misty, yeah, I'd love to do some hiking down in Florida too. Let's see. You love the colors I'm wearing? All right, cool. This, yeah, grays work really well on me. And this is like a sage green, this hoodie. So yeah, they do work well. Katie, hi there in Canada. Hit the Ice Age Trail. Sounds good. Sounds good. I know that um, I have seen a lot of a trail up in the UP, and I can't remember what it's called right now, but that's I know Michigan, but that's pretty close to Wisconsin. All right. So anyway, yeah, let me see. Pizza for Life, been subscribed since 2019. That's great. Thank you so much. All right, Devil's Lake. Sounds good. Let's see. Well, Rebecca's homespun. You took loads of pork belly to Smithfield. Smells like bacon there. All right. Um, how do you tell when you subscribed? I'm not quite sure. When do you go live generally? Now there is something that um, we're going to be doing more of. Let's see. I have been very inconsistent with lives, and this is my first time using my phone for a live. I've used my laptop, and that's a little bulky and hard to carry around. So if I want to do more lives, then using my phone is the way I have to go. And so Uh, I guess this is more of a trial run. Um, you know, and I'm going to do lives a lot more frequently on all of the formats. So, I have not done a Facebook Live or a TikTok Live, and I'm going to be doing those very soon because it's funny. I've got different audiences on all of them. There's not a lot of crossover viewers, at least that I'm aware of. They're all different audiences. It's funny that my YouTube audience is younger. I'm grandpa, and I love that, by the way. Um, but my Meta audience, the Facebook crowd is mostly older. So I guess scrolling through the reels is where I get a lot of views from an older crowd, and I don't know if I'm like a maybe a contemporary that they feel comfortable with or whatnot. But the TikTok is a younger crowd as well, but I have not gained any kind of a footing there. When I went viral, I picked up a lot of followers on the TikTok account because that's where I was first exposed. But I can't say that you know having 350,000 followers on TikTok does me a lot of good because my posts get five, six, 700 views. Um, so I don't know where they are. Uh, the algorithm is not putting me out there to people who follow me. I don't know. Like I say, I'm a Luddite. I don't know how any of this stuff works. It's magic. Um, all right, so um, mainly because the younger generation uses the newer stuff like YouTube, TikTok, Insta, etc. Yeah. Uh, and yeah, Misty, it is crazy how the algorithms work. And keeping my notifications on, I'm very inconsistent about when I post as far as the long form videos go. The shorts, since I have been, doing so much better on the Meta platforms, I've been creating a lot more reels and shorts, things that are a minute or less, and I've been posting those to all of my accounts, and so the YouTube account has been seeing a lot of shorts, and they're getting some pretty good views, and I appreciate that so much. But yeah, it's funny. It's the Facebook page is really the one that's blowing up right now. So, oh, it's all magic. Let's see. You, you took your Facebook down? Yeah, I can't blame you. I almost did not that long ago, but I decided to keep plugging away on it, and then all of a sudden, I algorithm picked me up. I don't know why. But it must have been showing me to more people. So I don't know. More people click, the more you get put out there. So let's see, Mr. Butters. What a great name. How am I? I'm doing fine. I am in good health. I am having a very good day. Um, oh well, thank you, Misty. I appreciate that. So you have found me across some different formats as well. So it's good. Yes, it is all magic. All right. Um, let's see, Michelle. You sure there are a lot of people out there hungry for outdoor content. Um, Outdoor boys, dude, retired. Yeah, well, the outdoor content is very popular, and um, That's where you know, I butter my bread. Um, and getting out into nature is what I enjoy. I'm just addicted to dirt trails. I I love it. All right. Can you see Summit? Summit is upstairs with the rest of the animals. Oh, well, thank you, Brianna. That is so sweet of you. Yes, Summit and now Charlie and Chloe are all upstairs, and they wouldn't be that happy out here. They would be happy to run downstairs and uh, and come outside and bark and kind of play for 30 seconds, and then they'd want to go back inside where it's warm and dry. So yeah, I think we'll probably just leave Summit where she is. Maybe oh, James, you are just a sweet dude. What did I used to do for work? Let me see. My first career was in the landscape industry. I would have started in on that in my mid 20s. I was in the service. I served in the Marine Corps. I was a helicopter mechanic, and I did that in my early 20s. And then I found that I enjoyed working outside. I love to be outside. Still do, always have. Anyway, so I started working in the landscape industry and, started mowing lawns, but then, decided I wanted to go to school because it interested me. So I started taking classes on horticulture and business at the local junior college and then transferred over to a 4-year university where I got a degree in horticulture. So I spent a lot of years working in the landscape industry, maintenance, construction, design, the entire gamut. I worked in the nursery industry for a little while, but mostly in the landscape industry. I eventually found work with a company that did contract maintenance for municipalities. And we did streets, landscapes, and buildings. And so I started spending more time on building maintenance in that position that I was in and learned a lot of skills. And so eventually decided to give up the landscape end of it and go inside. It's warmer inside. As you get older, you want your comforts more. So I did go inside. So I worked in the building maintenance industry for quite some time. I had jobs working like a retirement center, different apartment complexes for different owners. I did get a contractor's license, and I worked as a handyman with my own business for 4 or 5 years before I quit that to start driving the bus. And I drove bus for several years for the local school district before I just decided it's time for me to quit. And I love being retired. I seriously love being retired. I can't say enough about how much I love being retired. I spend my days how I want to. I'm not tied to a time clock. I don't have to please any supervisors or do what like uh, those those evaluation interviews. What have you done today? What have you done this past week? What are your goals for the future? And it's like, I'm free. I don't have to do any of that crap anymore. So anyway, I just do what I want. I do a landscape project out in my garden. I build something. I work in the shop. I go hiking. I do what I want to do. I love that. I love that so much. And this is where I want to be. All right. Misty's husband said, "Hoorah!" right. Yes, I was a Marine. Um, so many jobs. Yeah. I have a lot of interests, right? And um, I'll do something for a while, and then I'll try something else. So you know, I was never the one who was going to find a factory job and stay there for 40 years. You know, God bless people that do. Um, but I have too many interests. I like doing different things. I like, variety is the spice of life. And, I guess I've added a lot of spice with a lot of different variety. But, I've been happy. All right. Let me see. Yeah, I know. Retiring is wonderful. Everybody, hang in there. You'll get there. Hey, I put in my 50 years working for other people and working for myself. I paid my dues and now it's my time. And you'll get your time too. You will. It's too slow coming. Let me see. God, hearing from Nepal is crazy. That is a long ways away. God bless you. Argentina, hello, Tizzy. The train in the background, yeah. I'm not that far away from the tracks and the rail yard here, so I hear those whistles a lot. There's a local excursion train that has a steam locomotive, and that's really fun to uh, to see buzzing around town. Chug, 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 chug. Heading down the tracks, and the excursion train here runs almost every weekend, and it'll do special runs for Halloween and Christmas, and they do wine runs, dinner runs. You can book it for a private you know company gathering. It's a fun thing to have around. Let's see. Uh, Still young, but you feel lost, and you hope that you find that spice. I do too. Where are you from? Rosie? Rosie Luna? I love that. Um, I'm originally from Northern California. That's where I was born and raised. Um, a little town called Fortuna on the Northern California coast in Humboldt County. Eureka would have been the nearest big city, about 25,000, and that's as big as it gets up there. It's sparsely populated. We were among the wild rivers and the redwoods, and that's where I grew up playing outside, and that's where I got my love of the outdoors, I suppose. But that's where I'm from, northwestern California. Um, yeah, I agree, Misty. I love seeing how far and wide the reach is. It just blows me away that so many people from around the world tune in to watch this boring old guy. I love it. I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you so much. It's hard to even express. I just say thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and God bless you all. I love you. Let's see. Love from Chester, England. All right. I'm having a lovely day. I hope you are too, Noodle. Thank you very much. I get a lot of viewers from the UK. Probably about 5% or so of my viewers are UK. Voice is starting to get a little bit harder. I've been talking over an hour now, almost 75 minutes. So let's see. Oh, Misty, thank you so much. Oh, Rosie, you're in Italy. Oh, that's great. The garden's latest condition. Um, whoop. There's Kitty again. The condition of the garden. The garden will be going into transition very soon. It's getting colder. We are going to see some temperatures in the upper 30s. Hello, say hi. Hi, Callie. So those temperatures in the upper 30s are going to really bite some things back. Um, so the garden will be going through a transition really soon. I am starting to put in more of the winter crop like the pansies, um, but it's hard to let go these things that still look good, the marigolds, the salvias, the zinnias. These things are still looking really good. And the frost is going to kill them really soon. So what I've been trying to do is interplant some things that will be here after the frost kills those things off, and trying to encourage reseeding with a lot of my a lot of the annuals that I have around here, planting some more perennials too that'll keep coming back year after year. So the garden itself, I'm still enjoying it, but it'll be going through a major transition really soon. Azan, a life lesson or something that you could give, something I regret, maybe not even regret, but some lesson to younger people like us, um, something that needs to be learned. Um, um, you know, cherish your family. Um, I don't know about regrets. Everybody is going to have things that they wish they have said, they wish they had done. Um, I seriously wish I had more time with my my grandfather Guy. Now, he died when I was 19 and in boot camp when I was in the Marines. But Guy was just a hell of a nice guy, and gave to us kids so much of his time. And he just, any time that we were around him, he wanted to spend time with us and just and Guy was a World War I veteran. You know that that that'll give you some idea how old I am. My grandfather was a World War I veteran. My dad was a World War II veteran. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Guy um, was was hit in the lower leg by gunfire um, during the war, and he wore a brace for the rest of his life. But I never, as a kid, you just don't appreciate, the life experiences of those around you. And I did not spend a lot of time asking him about his youth or his life experiences. Or, I mean, I have a newspaper article that spoke of some of his experiences during the war. Um, but I wish I had more time with him to just show him I loved him, you know, and that's gone. So getting back to that question, I'd say that's the things that you're going to regret is the people that you did not spend enough time with, um, show enough love toward, um, you know, that uh, you might regret not having traveled more, not having taken that job that may have interested you more than this other one that paid more but you didn't like. But the things that are really important, family, and showing those people that you love them. Um, take it for what it's worth. That's, it's just an old man rambling. I do wish I had more time with my grandfather. That is a big regret. Anyway, um, I was blessed to have 19 years on this earth while he was still around. All right. White noise, very calming. Well, thank you. It is. It's not currently raining. Uh, the noise is coming from the fountain behind me, and it will be raining more. Um, uh, did I ever feel tired of life? You know, I've no. I never get tired of life. I enjoy uh, being around, and I I can't say that I have not experienced, say periods of depression or anything like that. Because yeah, I have. I've been down. I think everybody's been down, but I never wanted to say end it all. And it's like anybody who might have those thoughts. My heart goes out. Seek counseling. You know, tell somebody that you're hurting. That's please um, don't get so discouraged that you think of ending it all. Um, Guy used to be a pretty popular name, Misty. You know, many moons ago. Um, well, thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate that very much. Let's see, Epiphany by Taylor Swift. Uh, oh, well, that's great. I don't listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. She has enough fans already. God bless her. I just I like my old music. Give me Nat King Cole. Give me Frank Sinatra. Um, the I grew up heavily influenced by the 40s, 50s, 60s, and acoustic music, gentle harmonies. Two, three, four-part harmonies. Those are what make me happy. And yeah, classical music to some degree. But yeah, I was never into the newer music. And Taylor, even though she's what in her mid 30s now or something, that's still newer music to me. So no, I can't say that I've ever heard Epiphany. Um, let's see, Cassandra, you're 35. Still have time to spend with my grandparents' great grandma. Your great grandpa just passed 97. Well, that's great. Hopefully you've got those longevity genes, and you'll eclipse that 97. I'm sure of it. Um, oh, Michelle, that's great that you found some writings from your grandpa. My screen name inspired by my grandpa? No. Swing dancing? No, but I do enjoy the music. Um, I can't say that I do a lot of dancing. Um, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing swing or ballroom. I've just never placed myself in those situations. Um, let me see. Okay, let's circle back around to Carolyn there. My screen name. When I first started posting, I had several different names that I tried on the channel, and none of them seemed to really um, catch, or they became you know say it's not inappropriate, isn't the word I'm looking for. Obsolete. There you go. More like that. Um, And I was posting regularly, once, twice a week, doing everything that, all of the gurus said to do. And I wasn't getting any traction. My videos were getting 20, 30, maybe 50 views. And, I decided, I must be a pretty boring old guy. Nobody wants to watch. It's like, hey, light bulb moment, boring old guy. What a great name. And so that's where that came from, and anybody who knows me, it's like, who truly knows me, that's me. I'm just a boring old guy. Um, let's see. My favorite songs? Let's see. Favorite song and movie? Let me see. Um, Movies, as far as that go, I really like the older stuff. Give me a, a Cary Grant comedy, and I'm a happy boy. I love old John Wayne movies. The Duke. Who doesn't love John Wayne, right? Um, yeah, old movies are my fave. But I will watch a new one. Anything with Robert Redford. Oh my God, he's a great actor. Tom Hanks, great actors. So yeah, I watch a lot of those. But the old black and whites. Cary Grant, uh, Jimmy Stewart. Catherine Hepburn. Great names, classics. So yeah, the old black and whites are my favorites. And like I say, the music. Uh, I oh, I love the Simon and Garfunkel sound. The two-part harmonies, um, um, lyrics that are pure poetry, lyrics that you can understand. That's that's really why I love acoustic music more. So many of the loud music. Uh, I, I catch maybe one word in 10. I can't understand what they're saying. I love to be able to hear the music. I want somebody to tell me a story, and I love the old balladeers. Like people like Jim Croce or Dan Fogelberg. They told you a story with their music, and that's always appealed to me. Let me see. Listening to those oldies but goodies with grandma. There you go. Um, the vinyl. Vinyl is coming back, all right, in a big way. Um, all right. Let's see. What advice would I give my 30-year-old self? Uh, Geez. Focus. Spend more time outside. When I was 30, uh, good Lord, I was still in college. I was a reentry student after I spent my time in the Marine Corps, and after I had started in the landscape industry and decided I wanted to go back to school and study, so I could spend more time, say, not working with these, but managing these, right? So you earn more money in management, of course. So I figured, that's why I went back to school. So 30 years old, I still had a couple of years of college left to do. Um, so yeah, good Lord. Um, yeah, there are some private things I won't talk about, uh, but as far as advice to myself, to you know, um, stay in school. Thinking back, you know, going into the landscape industry served me well for a lot of years. But when I was going through my college courses and before I graduated, I developed a real interest in the natural world, in field biology. for lack of a more focused term, botany, taxonomy, you know, the natural world just started to fascinate me more and more. But by then, I had a daughter. I had a wife. I, needed to get out of school and start earning money. But if I had stayed and done a master's program, just continued to struggle for a couple more years financially, I would have chosen a career more as a naturalist. And, the landscape industry, yes, did serve me well. And I made a pretty decent living, but I'd have to say it wasn't my bliss, if you will. So that's the advice I would give myself at 30. Get your master's, get into the wildlife biology, the field biology. Get outside. So yeah, that's where I would have loved to have done that. Um, I would be willing to listen to more Taylor Swift. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't. Um, let's see. Curiosity and enthusiasm for life. Um, I'd say, yeah, stay curious. Stay curious. That's good advice to give someone younger as well. Um, this world is fascinating, and there's far too much going on. Um, so much to explore. Kitty's coming back. Here, say hi to Callie. Hi, Callie. There you go. All right, what do we got? Misty, you have to go. Well, thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a blessed day as well. All right, and stay in touch. All right, let's see. We have gone on for 92 minutes now. This is a good long live. So let me see. I think I told you that I would show you Summit before I took off. So we'll do that. All right. Oh well, thank you so much. I love you. Have a really nice day as well. And Rosie, I think I did speak to that. My profession. I was in landscape industry, and then I was in the building industry. So I basically have I made a career out of maintenance and construction, if you will. Let's see. I'm not a boring guy. I seem like fun, interesting. Well, thank you very much, Rosie. I appreciate that. And like you say, the boring thing was I don't know. It's a bit tongue in cheek, if you will. Say hi to the kitty. And I was just having fun. Yeah, tongue in cheek, just cheeky. There you go. It's just being cheeky. All right. All right. I think what I'll do here, I'm going to take out of the tripod that I was using to hold onto this thing, and I'll go release the Kraken. So we need to get the kitty into a safe spot, because when those dogs come down the stairs, they are wild. We call it releasing the Kraken. All right, here we go. We're gonna open up this door. There they are. All right. All right. So there's Summit. Where's my Summit? There she is. There she is. Hi, Summit. Let's see. Charlie went and stood in the corner over there, and Chloe went back inside already. Chloe, get out here. Chloe, Chloe, Chloe. Come on. What did I say earlier? They'd be down here for 30 seconds and then they want back up. All right. Look at, up at the top of the stairs. I'll leave the door cracked for them and they just push their way in. And now they're going to want a treat. All right. Summit. Charlie. Chloe. There you have it. There's the doggies. They're all my buds. All right. Well, let me see. I have gone on for 96 minutes now. And it's just about time to say goodbye. The world is an architect. All right. Now that is an interesting profession. And let's see, cutest Kraken you've ever seen. Hi there in Jersey. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to say goodbye. All right, so it's time for me to go. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate your support so much. All right, I have to look on here and find out where we say goodbye. All right, so I'm gonna sign off. You all have a great day. I will be doing more of these lives. So I'll post to announce it. I'll try to do that 1 or 2 days ahead of time so you have plenty of warning. All right, you all be blessed. Take care. Take a hike. We'll see you later. All right.